Robert back here. Welcome to part 2 on the Kamplite. I've already cleaned up all my parts off camera, and if you want to see how I clean parts, I've got plenty of other videos on that you can go back and look at. This is mainly just the disassembly and assembly of the Kamplite. Okay, I've already threaded my fuel pickup tube back on after I cleaned it, because I have a habit of putting that valve back in there without putting it back on. I have to take it back out, and I waste my thread locker. Speaking of which, I'm just about out. It won't even squirt out of the bottle no more. I think there's a little bit in the bottom that I can get and thread on here. Gonna have to make a trip to the store, bad as I hate to. It don't take much. That ought to be plenty. Thread that on, that it will every bit push right up to the top of the threads. I mean, those threads pretty much seal themselves. Guess it'd help if I tighten the thing down in the vise, wouldn't it? Straight right there. Guess that's the lighting hole. I was trying to put the cleaning lever through the lighting hole. Okay, I've already got the generator apart, heat and quenched, and then I burn all the carbon off that packing. I'm not a big fan of the Kamplite needle. That eccentric block don't come all the way up, and so you got to stick the needle down in there, and it's got a little groove you got to slide into the eccentric block down inside the valve. get this air tube. So feed in the hole here. Lift the cage back up. Drop it over the generator. We can work it. Line up the top hole and the air tube and the generator in the bottom. I was afraid of that. Right here there's a set screw. Loosen that set screw. You can thread the air tube back down to where it will fit inside the mixing chamber, or elbow, whatever it is there. It's not a mixing chamber, it's the L. Yeah, that's better. Now we can tighten our set screw back. Put in our bottom bolt. I've already changed out the pump leather. Once again, I've got other videos on changing pump leather. This video is not about the pump leather. Didn't get that lined up right. My collar's a little out of line, so I'm going to loosen up that bottom bolt before I go any farther. Line up my collar and then I'll tighten it back down. Screws back in. One of my pet peeves is getting oil on these founts after I clean them up. Go put that pump leather back in and I get oil on them every time. Hear gas. Guess we better turn our valve off. I think it's going to be just as hard to get back on there as it was to get off. Okay, I thought I had the camera recording when I turned it on, when I put the mantle on and lit it, but I guess I didn't. Okay, I'm going to need another pump leather. That pump leather is a little too small. Not getting a good pump with it, but that's okay. I mean, I do have it running, so I'm tickled. As you can see, look at my decal. I sprayed that carburetor cleaner in there to clear that check valve. I forgot about it being in there, and then when I filled the tank full of BBs and Coleman fuel and shook it up, I got some of that on my fingers and didn't realize it, and then when I touched the decal, it ate the paint off my decal. I hate that. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody may have polished our vent at one time. She's turning dull real quick, and that's no good. Yep, that's been polished at one time. Oh well, no big deal, I don't guess. Actually, I think I may have another one just like that. I know I do. So I'll get me a new decal and I'll swap out that vent. We'll be good to go. Running an American mantle on there. I think I'm going to need a longer mantle, because it's got that short stubby generator. It's doing good right now because it's hot, but I bet in colder weather it's not going to do as good. I'm going to need a longer mantle for sure. It's burning good now, but I've got a 3 to 400 candle power. I think that'll be too big around. I don't think it'll be quite long enough. I may try one of them later. Okay, meet the camp family. Inverted, I had it running, but I didn't clean it out as good as I did this one over here. It's still got some grit in there, and that pickup tube, the hole in it is so small. I picked up another piece of grit, so I'm going to have to take it back apart and really flush it. I'm going to run the water hose through it like I did this other one, and I think it'll be good to go. Alright, y'all know the routine. Like, share, subscribe. God bless.